This beauty provoke thieves sooner than gold. Beer before liquor, you'll never be sicker. But liquor before beer, and you are in the clear. Beer before wine, you'll feel fine. Wine before beer, you'll feel queer. Bees that have honey in the mouth have stings in the tail. Beggars can't be choosers. Better a finger than finger off than one wagging. Better a little chilling than a good deal of heartache. Better a snotty child than the nose wiped off. Better an open enemy than a false friend. Better a had bad than without. Better be sick than sorry. Better bend than back than bruise the forehead. Better die with honor than live with shame. Better face the danger once than be always in fear. Better go to bed supperless than to rise in debt. Better late than never. Better never to begin than never to make an end. Better safe than sorry. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't know. Better to be envied than pitied. Better to be thought a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Better to kiss a knave than to be troubled with it. Better face the danger once than be always in fear. Better put to bed supperless than to rise in debt. Better late than never. Blind is the bride the sun shines on. Blessed is the bride that sun shines on. Blind is the bookless man. Blind men can judge no colors. Blind men should not judge of colors. Blood is thicker than water. Blood will out. Voice will be voice. Brain is better than brawn. Bread is the staff of life, but beer is life itself. Bread is the staff of life. Breakfast is a king, lunch like a prince, dine like a pauper, breed up a crown coward. He will tear out your eyes. Brevity is the soul of it. Burn foot your house to scare away the mice. Burn not your house to scare away the mice. Business first, pleasure after. But an unwashed kettle overboils. Butter is cold in the morning, silver at noon, lead at night. Buy the cheapest market and sell in the dearest. Buying and selling is but winning and losing. By learning you will teach, by teaching you will learn. Caesar's wife must be above suspicion. Cast not your pearls before swine. Cats hide their claws. Chains of gold are stronger than chains of iron. Chance favors the prepared mind. Character is easier kept than recovered. Charity has hard cost. Cheat me in a price, but not in the quiz. Cheese, our money should always sleep together. One night chickens have come home to roost. Children and fools must not play with aged tools. Children are certain cares, but uncertain comforts. Children are women's witches. Children suck the mother when they are young and the father when they are old. Choose knife rather by your ear than by your eye. Crooked craftiness must have clothes, but truth loves to go naked. Wow, wow, wow. Ever since we were close, we know not each other. And he, want to do the stories. Stories are so beautiful. 100 stories. No. Collaboration poems. Okay. Dearest heart. Dearest heart, I just wanted you to know and realize that my love took this degree more than anything in the world, greater than the strongest hugs and the kisses of the best lover or suitor or concubine. I remember very well the hugs and the kisses of flauntable memories and joy we have shared with each other yesterday, today, or I wish it would be forever. I also reminisce the early times of my babyhood, when my first foot touched the cold, cruel floor, or when my first finger reached for the knob at my door and scratched my left side chest along the way. You were there and helped me, taught me. And in short, there was not one thing which I failed to see. When I grew up, my childhood threads began to fade. Yet you were still at my side, caring and guiding me towards my future and education. Unfortunately, it made me feel cuddled, embarrassed, or even disgraced, where my freedom ransomed into collaboration. However, amongst all of these things, you really cared for me. You wanted to make sure that I didn't fall down from the tree. You wanted to see that my desired future would be a possibility, and most of all, you love me and always wanted me to be the best way I can for me and for others. Thank you so much. I will always treasure it now and forever, from the days of dawn to clock's end. I call her Santiago. I last saw her in Santiago, voting drunkenly in a suburban tavern, parading conceited pride in a twisted union. With that retarded, heinous, maniacal, harrowing each and rigorous throes of the imagined, septic, mind-fogged debauch, celebration of collaboration and succubus and incubus. Someday she is saying holla in Hawaii, adorn in Santa Maria, and hold now in Madonna, spewing words like a dove acting in the nun in a convent. The fiend is with two faces hiding for Sizzo like the ace and lace malignant serpent crawling in the duality of her neurosis. I last saw her in Santiago in the sanctity of the poison secures the exiguous minds, consuming the flaming flares. She begs acceptance for inclusion, hoarding for perceived reflected glory for her father's status, and subjugated souls of the Chaiwalas lives on in grandchildren. So when Santa Maria floods from honey to be high, ready to whore impart, thighs and brain for mind appointing kind, feel sorry for the damaged child devoted for a prime pro never made, for only obscenes, obeisance of past rulers whose discarded cast off she wears her poems in chant, but its violent tools she takes in her body. As last saw her in Santiago, I slave to face pretenders who sings like a nightingale in some urban dives, she roasters to friendly pats and groves, milking creeps and hot tigers, baking subs for heady train, brilliant, jaden, blind-sighted to suck on knees of acid children will do. Flowers of life. A man is like a flower. It starts with the word, blossoms into its natural ecstasy and perfection in time. It drifts out to finally falls off the tree. A natural process, a natural phenomenon. Naturally, the man is the same as a flower. All the natural being is to a basis the same. The intelligence the man puts into saying that he is only the creature of importance and everything in the world. His source to be consumed by himself is a false flag he's raising. It is the denial of the very nature. Anything but is resonant and synchronous to the nature has the time in nature to the eternity, whereas if it is not in accordance with the nature, sooner or later, on the verse of the decay, on the verse of extinction, I see the human race is in the path of extinction, as are not synchronizing in the heart of the very nature with the so-called intelligence is what humans praise a lot, and it is a shame. We see the population of human species to rise or so may presume the statement I just stated to be false, but seeing the thought processes and so-called intelligence is setting the human species to a sense of decay. Their step to the human dress, to demolish its own dress, is unjustified intelligence in itself. The truth, the laws of nature, and being enshred human, incorporating thoughts as a tool of destruction rather than construction, in the field of criticism rather than motivation, in the field of extinction rather than sustainability, in the field of destruction rather than collaboration. The effort is maintaining the continuity of equilibrium and resonance with the nature. On the contrary, making critics and complain about the others, not realizing all are the part of the whole, is creating a challenging to the nature, going offbeat with the nature. We shall know anything but not synchronous and not resonant to the nature. Nature wipes out sooner or later. We can accept the very fact of it is true. Even seeing our own life as a child and the bud, the flower, the youth, the perfection, and being an entire existence, the new ideas, a new world, the fruit of generation brings about the generation to come to fertilize the seeds of the existence, the old age to be renewed thoughts. Nature wipes out as per the plan of its own, accepted as a reality, as it is the truth. The sharpness of the flower is remembered as the youthfulness of flower. The bud is treated emotionally with care as it is to be perfection in the time of to come. The flower to be walked out and is respected as it was once a perfection, once wrote the magnificence of itself upon its very world. The being white flower is embraced for its claim in the new world and indulged the new with its now state. but appreciate the perfection once it had. Make believe the youthful flowers to blossom and accept its own existence in the present. Every species and beings are in the nature of being. We are no different from the other species. We are no superior and at the same time no inferior to the other species and not the other species to us humans. Everybody and everything is a part of the whole. The whole is the nature itself. Broken. Suicidal 9. I sit alone in the dark. In the dark, I sit alone. Nobody sees me. I see nobody. Flowers above my eyes. I have darkened the color never been seen before. Forever close. It rains. It rains. In this room, I'm drowned too many times. I remember the cascades of water under the ice. My satin trees, wrinkled and cold. I die and die every night. No one sees the pain that kills me every day. Wounds that reach 6 feet deep. Lucid demons, bleeding breasts, scary dreams. My mind is screaming, incomplete, tone broken. Is how I live. I'm alone, no one's ground. No bodies like a coffin, stiff in my own home. At the footage, Limerick collaboration. At the footbridge, Sue was meeting her beau. He was married to a woman called Flo. Sue soon found out his deception. His dismembered his for his love like a massive blow. In the hospital, flayed poor Roger for an op to repair his torture. Now fix it so big, Roger gone like a pig in films, in struggles the Lord is inspired but not for contest. He promised Flo he never would leave her and she would be his only receiver, and she caught him with Sue, and his chances were through growing off wood when he neared her beaver. Sue castrated that cheating deceiver with one whack of a meat cleaver. She pulled the Lord in a robin, turned off the cockpit. Sue's now known as the overachiever. Across the table sits sweet Amy, once a Roger before he became a she, the master of infidelity, so many personalities before and after he became an amputee. There is a lesson I really must blurt to all those blokes out chasing some scud. When you are on heat, don't share your heat because your torture might really get hurt. Beautiful. La la la. Nice. Value yourself. There once was a time when I cared way too much about others' opinions and what they thought. I drowned out my own voice and followed the crowd. For fear of acceptance, I never spoke out loud. I kept my thoughts to myself as if I didn't matter. Who would care enough to listen, and if they did, I would feel shattered. That was a time when I couldn't see or value myself genuinely. I stepped out of my comfort zone and started to share, and when I did, I had no idea how comfortable I was there. I had to get hurt. I had to see. I had to differentiate between fake and reality, who was really there and who was not, who really cared and who just forgot. And when I do this step, I shocked my own eyes, and when I really took the time to think about it, it was no surprise. I needed this time of it to see, to love myself and value me. Value yourself. It's all I can say. Value yourself every day. Value yourself no matter what other people might say. Value yourself. Start a journey. And value every step all the way, and don't look back. There's no value back there. There's no value back then. Value yourself on going forward and taking the value of your future in your hands. We are the children of value. Remember, we were born to in sin. But because God valued us, He still keeps us on the earth to inherit it. We may ask, what is value? How much money do you have in the bank? What is the value of your house, the car, how much the clothes you are wearing, plus your jewelry that you are cherishing? That, my friend, is not the definition of valuing yourself. We ignore the value within and look for the value without. We seek that which we cannot be found in the treasure box beneath the deep seas, because what is of utmost value is the core being of you and me. Love yourself, respect yourself, and then you'll be valuable to value yourself. Value yourself. I saw myself to be of no worth when people shared my view. I felt even worse when I decided one day that it was time for change. I started to value myself, then so did everyone else. Please, mirrors, take the golden gun and show the golden bullet. right through my golden skin and tell me a story about all that glitters, the weight of gold. I do solemnly swear that forevermore I shall live in the world all on my own, a world that consists of pure pleasure, the unequivocal harmony that will last forever in a month of Sundays, and so from this day forth I shall exude that richness of the heavens in ways that are applicable in life in the most profound ways imaginable, which will inevitably echo forevermore in the laughing sounds in matrimony. Bless my velvet tongue. For I speak the weight of the gold and sing like an angel whispering enchanting dreams and dancing on clouds. Self, you whisper in my ear my thoughts and everywhere. You know all my weaknesses and see every flaw. You know all my secrets and see all my stars. You tell me there is no future and force me to believe in nothing. You tell me not to speak, not to raise my hand. You tell me just to smile even though none is there. I am but your puppet, nothing but a toy. You force me to want perfection when I have none at all. She died before her death. She ceased to live for herself, but for us she stripped of all the trust she had in herself. As society became a media, her production was in our attention, feeding her skin and curves for a couple of views and likes. She left her somewhere between the assumptions and the insecurities, the beauty of her appetite. She dished off all her innocence, and she was what the skin type, not what she likes. She killed her. We killed her before she died. We told her she wasn't good enough, taught her to hate the sight of her own reflection. Makeup became the sight of her validation. With all the rejection, the girl inside her died. She died before her death. We killed her. Help me fly. Bearded man on a dog who exists just to talk. What is your purpose today? What do you make others stay? How do you make others stay? Old fellow over there. Over here, what if life makes you chairs, special places or foreign places? I only see familiar faces. Please, my humble traveler passing by, I beg you to help me test your pure kind. This life has been terribly unfair. This is not much more than I can bear. Oh, mister, please don't help me. Don't leave me behind each minute. In my exceeded time, I come to you for counseling and closure. It's not ready. I'm not ready for this life to be over. I love you. Though you might be having a bad day, I want you to know something. I will always be here for you and you'll always love you. And don't care how stupid it is. I'll listen and try to help. You're not worthless. In fact, you are worth the world. Never think down on yourself because you're amazing. Perspective. Not that I think about it. I always want people to like and respect me and realize how valuable I really am. But why do I expect other people to see all of that in me when I don't even see it in myself? Pathetic. Lately, my mind shocks me when I'm happy to tell me the things that brings me happiness either makes me pathetic or should be something else. But what's really pathetic is how I can't let myself be happy anymore and owe to the future forces of my bones. The cascade of clear blue falls even in the midst of the furious night. The chords of the bursting cross canyons composed of ages of old. The glint of amber cliffs calls to the reflection of ancient floats of sandstone riddled with stagnant ghosts of footprints. These paths were once walked by those last when life. We search for purpose radiometrically, estimating the desperation in the dating, allowing our hearts to sink in an endless expanse of unexplored sentiment, grasping onto the aching of further pleasure beneath the pain. Self-decay feels natural at the bottom of the ocean. Peace comes naturally. While disappearing into pieces, it will find me upon the return of the rogue daughter of the expanse in which she belongs. May my atomic descendants one day hold the forces of my being between their fingers. Let the earth shake under the feet of home passes of my bones, and let me be digging. Let them excavate all of us whole. 6 poems about self-worth and new life. I hope one day your human body is not a gel cell. Instead, it's a sunny 2 p.m. garden of daisies. 2 p.m. garden with daisies thriving because of self-love. I'm missing something I do not want anymore. I am seen now, better now than I ever was. Before I was bleeding once from this list of war. Now flowers that spring forth, I have been reborn. I have been waiting for my greatest self to rescue me my entire life. Now I realize that I must go to her. Be softer with you. You are the breathing thing, a memory to someone, a home to life. I love the sound of the vulnerability reminded me that my heart was right all along. The surest way is to lose yourself first is by trying to find it through the eyes of others. That sleep enfolded in peace, the agony of pain disappeared, the burning, the sorrow, the flame enfolded in peace. I wake entranced by life, remembering fire inside death before sleep, but now entranced by life, I rise enraptured by flight. The strength within burning, spreading my wings, I soar enraptured by flight. Without a shattered and lost heart, I may not have discovered the courage to build my life better than before. Oh no, said Big O. Oh no, said Big O. Look what happened to me. I have lost weight and I look great, but they still look at E. That's too bad, said the alphabet, but Big O thought for a while and then it said, it's not so bad, at least I look like I. Know your value. Know your value, even if you're lost amongst you, acknowledged by the world, know your value. When you're next to the self-centered snobbish man, know your value. When you're belittled by the insensitive supervisor, know your value. When you're ignored by the more popular ones, know your value. Even if your loved ones don't understand and appreciate you, know your value. And when you failed in your journey, know your value. If you are left with nothing, standing naked on the streets, know your value. Because to me, you're the treasure of the treasures. With precision and pride, I made each of your bones, each cell of your body, and oh, your heart is carved out of mine. I feel its every beat like a mother feels every more of her baby. Inside her womb, I feel your every smile, every concern, every doubt. When you doubt your value, you doubt me. My heart beats with your beat. You are the greatest creation to me. You are beautiful with all your perfect imperfections. You are beautiful. You know your heart, know me, know your value. The only way to be strong. I need to love me when I'm not loved. I need to love me when I'm down. And when I fail and when I give up and when there is nobody around. I need to love me when I have doubts and when I say things that are wrong. I need to love me when I'm weak. That is the only way to be strong. You may not control all the events that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Phenomenal woman. Pretty woman wonder where my secret lies. It's not cute or built to suit a fashion of model size. But when I start to tell them they think I'm telling lies, I say it is in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenally woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man the fellows stand and fall down on their knees, then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say it's the fire in my eyes, it's the flash of my teeth, the wing, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say I'm in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the right of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, I want to make you proud. I say I'm in the click of my heels, the bend of my head, the palm of my hand, the need of my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. I have to live with myself, and so I want to fit for myself and know. I want to be able, as days go by, always to look myself straight in the eye. I don't want to stand with a setting sun and hate myself for the things I have done. I don't want to keep on a closet shelf a lot of secrets about myself and fool myself as I come and go into thinking that no one else will ever know the kind of person I really am. I don't want to dress up myself in a sham. I want to go out with my head erect. I want to deserve all men's respect, but here's in the struggle for fame and wealth. I want to be able to like myself. I don't want to look at myself and know that I am bluster and bluff and empty show. I never can hide myself from me. I see what others may never see. I know what others may never know. I never can fool myself, and so whatever happens, I want to be self-respecting and conscious, free myself. I have to live with myself, and so beautiful. I have to live with myself, and so dear frustrated in Flatbush. Girl, just go ahead of them. You're waiting for your daddy to give up the thumbs up, give you the thumbs up, do what you like. Do what makes your ass happy. Then they gone, call you all makes and size of who anyway. That's how the thing been set up. But just because they name a thing, don't mean it and still named God in some other language. Your fortunate cookies say you're walking, you are fully spread of good shit. You rotten wisdom till you walk upon it shoulders. Your eyelashes aren't come here. You talk about the weather. You're the hottest day in July, and every fire hydrant in the city is written out on your name. What's your dead fish for? Myself. I have to live with myself, and so I want to be fit for myself to know. I want to be able, as the days go by, always to look at myself straight in the eye. I don't want to stand with the setting sun and hate myself for the things I haven't done. I don't want to keep on the closest shelf a lot of the secrets about myself. I wonder, I hear, I see, I want, I am. I pretend, I feel, I need, I'm body, I am. I understand, I say, I dream, I try, I hope I am. I'm a poem about myself. I wonder what if life would be like on Mars. I hear a robin outside my window, but see the possibility of the united humanity. I want to publish more often. I'm a poet first, an artist second. I pretend I can move like Elvis. I feel marginally content. I need more money. I worry about the rise in the taxes. I cry when a loved one dies. I'm a poet first, an artist second. I understand the universe began with this big bang. I say you can achieve anything. I'm dream of traveling in outer space. I try to write every day. I hope humanity will choose peace over war. I'm a poet first, an artist second. Song of myself. I celebrate myself and sing myself, and what I assume you shall assume forever. Atom belong to me as good belongs to you. I loathe and invite my soul. I loaf and invite my soul. I lean and loaf at my ease, observing as bear of the summer grass, my tongue. Every atom of my blood formed from this soil, this air, born here of parents, born here from parents the same, and their parents the same. I know 37 years old in perfect health again, hoping to seize not till death. Creeds and schools in abeyance, retiring back a wild suffice at what they are, but never forgotten. I harbor for good and bad. I permit to speak at every hazard, nature without shake, built original energy. Houses and rooms are full of perfumes, and the shelves are crowded with perfumes. I breathe the fragrance myself and notice and like it. The distillation would intoxicate me also, but I shall not let it. The atmosphere is not perfume. It has no taste of the distribution, or it is odorless. It is for my mouth forever. I am in love with it. I will go to the bank by the wood and become undisguised and naked. I am mad for it to be in contact with me. When I was a bachelor, I lived by myself, and all the bread and cheese I got, I let up on the shelf. I talk to myself, sit unto me, look to thyself, take care of thyself, do it in thy pieces for myself, and I am bruised on the shelf. I know I admonish myself, it is one mocked by an F. I left my arm that night myself, for what's the name, the new prose poet who wrote the book there on the shelf. How forsooth was I to know it? I caught him at work one day myself. In the castle dish where fox grows a wrinkled, wizened, bearded F, spectacles stuck on his pointed nose, and with such luck and gloss I'm content myself till tides of turning time may toss such fishes on the shell. And I said by myself like a cobweb on a shell. Couldn't even say I to myself an obvious connection. I tried to push aside in the corner of the darkest shelf. I have trained myself going shelf by shelf. I lost my shelf, but will you lose yourself? In these past few days, I haven't seen myself. I seem like someone else. Say to myself, sit tight on the shelf. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else. Crazy about the baby, want you all, but to myself. I'm crazy about the baby, no one else on the shelf. Miss Lonely Heart, I'm by myself, watching the clock that stands up on the shelf, and I can see myself. Let history repeat itself, to stand up for myself, because I had nobody else. All by myself, no one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. I'm misbehaving. Wow, beautiful. The first night without her would be easy, I kept telling myself, all the while dying at the thought of her dying somewhere else. I tell myself that I've never felt this feeling with anybody else. Yeah. Very good. Mm-hmm. La 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 la. So good. You know, it's like you can literally forget yourself in these poems. They're so beautiful. I really have no clue what's coming next, but just keep going, 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 going. I hope you'll enjoy and have fun like I'm doing with you all.